All right, gang. What we have here is another minivan with an inoperable rear blower motor. We're going to dive into this thing, see how it works, and what it's going to take to fix it. All right, so we're at the back of the van now, and I've taken the side panel out, and we're going to get behind the blower motor case. There's a couple screws up here that you'll have to take out in order to access the connector for the blower motor and the blower motor resistor. Let's get a closer look. So you can see here with the HVAC case unbolted, I was able to unplug the blower motor and we have power to the blower motor. Now this is a ground controlled circuit. So what I'm going to do is hook to that blower motor power with just a makeshift test light. I like to use an incandescent bulb because I know it can carry the load the blower motor would. And I'm going to test every circuit that feeds the blower motor resistor. That's the gray connector there with 4 terminals, and you see we had no power. At this point, I am testing for continuity across the wiring from the blower motor resistor to the HVAC control head under the dash. So let's take a quick look at the blower motor resistor for this vehicle. So the motor is up here essentially, and what we're looking for is a path to ground coming off of this because we know the blower motor already has power going to it. So we've got battery positive up here at this blower motor, and our control module is feeding us our ground. So this is just going to come back to ground just like that at the control module. Our module is going to be right here. This is just a simplified look at the resistor. Every time we add a resistor, we increase resistance, we're going to slow the blower motor down. So our fastest speed would be up here at the top, which this resistor, I believe on this, is like 1 ohm is what I come to find. And then we're just going to add a couple of ohms for each resistor, and that's what's going to slow us down. All right, checking our blower motor resistor real quick. This is a new resistor. I'm hooked into the blower motor feed with my black lead on the multimeter, checking for resistance across each terminal. We're going to start with the high speed. We're 0.7 ohms. We're going to drop down to 1.2 ohms. And then we are going to read 3.2 ohms. So this resistor is good. Let's check the old resistor real quick. You see we're looking at mega ohms across each terminal of that resistor. This thing is no good. So right now I'm back probing our switch on our ground signal that feeds our switch. So if we go to the cigar lighter that's down here and just touch the edge of it, we should have 0 ohms on our meter or close to it. We do. I'm going to turn this so it's on a continuity test so that way I can hear. So let's check our ground one more time. We've got a loud beep, ground is good. So now all I need to do is check my switch in every position, which I've already done by turning the switch down here. I've went to all different positions on here. I'm clicking them right now even though you can't see. So off, which wouldn't matter, but we've got low speed, medium, and high. I have no output from this switch. So just to kind of simplify it, this is the connector for the rear blower motor. This is the connector for the front blower motor. So we can check the front blower motor. Needs to be turned on. So it was off. Now I'm on low speed. There we go. So we've got all of the speeds beeping. So we know that switch is working. Now, one more step we can take to verify our rear blower switch is we can unplug this connector and jumper the ground wire feeding our switch to the different mode position outputs of the switch. So I'm gonna unhook this and we're gonna grab a jumper wire. I'm gonna step over to the other side and test this blower. So zoomed in on the connector here, I am going to connect my terminal to the feed for the blower motor resistor and jumper. You'll see a spark here. Jumper all 3 speeds coming from the HVAC control head. Now I can hear the fan on all 3 speeds, so it verifies that we have an HVAC control head issue. Well, all right, there you have it. One more electrical issue solved. I hope you found this video useful and you were able to take something away from it. Catch you next time.